That's the thing about knowledge. You know that it's false only when you go right till its end. If you stop somewhere in between, you will keep believing in its authenticity. It's a long story. If you stop somewhere in the middle, or if you stop anywhere before the end, you will keep thinking that the story is real. Only those who go right till the end of knowledge realize that knowledge is a very unreal story. And then they laugh at the story. They do not hate the story, by the way. They enjoy the story. They enjoy the story as a story. As a story. Don't we read stories? Don't we read fairy tales? We do. Don't we read fiction? Great fiction has been written and we read. Don't we read our epics? They contain often a lot of fiction. But still, it's lovely to read. The one who goes right till the end of the knowledge story realizes that it's just fiction. Nice fiction maybe, useful fiction maybe, nevertheless just fiction. If someone is sticking to knowledge, that itself is proof that he has not gone till the end of knowledge story. He has become a knowledgeable person. Knowledge is not a story for that fellow. Knowledge is a reality. When knowledge is a reality for you, then you become knowledgeable. Then you start calling yourself Jnani. Whereas the mark of the real Jnani is that he is liberated from Jnana. He has navigated the entire territory. He has cut through the entire landscape. He knows every bit about it. Not that he doesn't know knowledge. He knows knowledge. He doesn't live in it. He knows knowledge. He might have knowledge. He does not become knowledgeable. Because it is far more joyful to live in sahajta. It's far easier, easy. It requires far less effort. It requires far less conflict and struggle. You don't have to eat out of your memory. Is that not a blessing? Otherwise, we are such beggars in front of memory. Life comes to us with a question and we go a-begging to memory. Please tell us some old rehashed answer. And what if memory is in a bad mood that day? Then you get no answers to the questions that life poses. Does that not happen? Sometimes you want to remember something and you are saying, why am I forgetting? And that day you cannot recall anything. Next day the thing comes to you. Memory was in a bad mood the previous day. Why should you depend so much on a foolish aggregation, foolish and unconscious aggregation of experiences? That's what memory is. The man who lives in sahajta is liberated from this dependence on memory. Jnani has a great dependence on memory. I am talking of the false Jnani here. The real Jnani, not that he does not have knowledge. He does not eat out of knowledge. he does not find it necessary to operate from knowledge. Knowledge is his handkerchief. He sometimes picks it, sometimes drops it. He does not even always carry it. Getting it? So, Atma is all-knowing, all-seeing, omniscient. What does that mean? What does that mean for us? Because all meanings are for us. To the Atma, nothing means anything. Right? All meanings are with respect to the ego. So when we say that when there is completeness, when there is complete knowledge, that is fulfillment. In other words, what is it that we are saying? Fulfillment is when you are liberated of knowledge. Complete knowledge is liberation from knowledge. Complete knowledge does not mean a lot of information. Complete knowledge does not mean that you have become a super Google. Complete knowledge is a different center of life altogether. When it comes to information, you will never have total, whole and absolute information, not possible. But when it comes to living totally, wholly, absolutely, it is possible. Therefore, if your absolute life depends on absolute knowledge, you will never get absolute life because you cannot get absolute knowledge. Hence, it is important to delink your existence from your knowledge. And I am not talking of biological existence. I am talking of mental, psychic experience. Learn to be without thoughts. Thoughts feed on knowledge. Learn to enjoy uncertainty. Certainty feeds on knowledge. Learn to be comfortable without any assurances about future. Learn to be faithful without answers. Learn to be committed without guarantees. And that is liberation from knowledge. Are you getting it? And in that sense, the pure self knows everything. It knows everything because it has no need to know anything. Even without knowing anything, it is joyful. And that's what you have to learn. Getting it? Because if you link your joy to assurances and certainties and information, you are never too far from slipping into depression. Life can throw very unsettling uncertainties at you. And you said, I would be comfortable only when certain. And certainty basically means knowledge, right? Now I am certain that such a thing is going to happen. I know. That certainty you will not get. You'll start trembling within. Is it making sense? Be unreasonably sassy. Very sprightly. Any reason? In fact, you got spanked just an hour back. Oh, I'm sorry, it was me who spanked you an hour back. So nobody knows better than me. How you have received the wrong end of the stick at my own hands. But still you are just so cheerful. Answer is unreasonable spunk. A fellow has a spring in his feet. I'm just wondering, hello, how is it possible? Nothing especially good is happening to him. In fact, nothing at all is going right for him. Still look at him. That's the way. Even if you don't physically do this, mentally that's the way. Getting it? Don't depend on guarantees, certainties, beliefs, thoughts for your well-being. Just be all right. Just be all right. Just be more than all right. I repeat, why not have some fun? Why be satisfied with just all rightness? Let's transcend well-being into something a little more a little more. Yeah. The spiritual man is sometimes called blissfully foolish. Foolish not in the sense of having wrong knowledge. Foolish in the sense of being contemptuous of knowledge. This is the spiritual connotation of foolishness. In the world, we call someone foolish when the fellow has wrong knowledge or no knowledge. In fact, if someone has wrong knowledge, he is called even more foolish, no? I ask you, what's the score in the India-New Zealand match? And you say India made 700. You are foolish. But if you say 3-1, then you are super foolish, no? Not in that sense. The spiritual man is foolish in the sense that he is contemptuous of the story. It's fine. It's all right, it's all right. He won't throw the storybook away. He would just know the storybook as a storybook. Won't take it any more seriously than a fairy tale. It's a fairy tale.